Yes, the Montreal Canadiens, the last game of the season, game number 82, they win by a score of 10-2. Yes, you understood me. 10-2 against the Florida Panthers to conclude their season NHL 2021 and 2022. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to tell you everything what happening between the Montreal Canadiens and the Florida Panthers. Wow, the Montreal Canadiens, they conclude the season by a score of 10-2. But before we start, we invite you, don't forget please to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey National Show, and finally tell me what you think about not only this game, but also about overall from the Montreal Canadiens. I know this is the worst season of the history, maybe one of the worst, honestly. Finish 8th in the Division Atlantic and finish at the bottom of the standing. We know they're going to have a great pick next season, but at the end of the day, it was not an easy season for the Montreal Canadiens. Let's dive in talking about the game right away. First time we do here, we always talk about the final score. Montreal Canadiens 10 and the Florida Panthers 2. Let's dive in about the score sheet of the game. We have a lot to talk about. The Montreal Canadiens scored 4 goals unanswered at the beginning of the game, but more 3 goals in the first 4 minutes, 30 seconds. The first goal of an NHL for Jordan Harris after 10 games. Even got an assist at 1:57. And then, less than 3 minutes later, Mike Hoffman scored his 3 goals back-to-back on 3 different games. His 15th in the season. Savard got an assist. And then 12 seconds later, Cole Caufield, first of his 3 goals of the evening, scored his 21 of the season. And then at 12:23 during the power play, Brendan Gallagher scored 7 of the year to give the Montreal a lead by 4. It was a really difficult night for the Hohenson. We know Florida Panthers play with a squad B. Honestly, a lot of the regular players was out of the lineup. Then at the end of the period, the ex-Montreal Canadian Ben Chariot scored his 9 of the season to cut the lead from 4 to 3. That's conclude the first period, and that's pretty much what happening. Honestly, that's what was shocking about this. 13 shots versus 10 for the Montreal Canadiens. Second period, Cole Caufield right away at the beginning, 1:33, scored his second goal of the game, 22 of the season. Then less than 3 minutes later, that time the veterans Perrault scored his 4 of the season, assisted by Anderson and Devorak. Then less than 3 little letters, Jake Evans scored his 13th of the season at 6:08. And then right away, it was 7-1 at the halfway of the game. Unbelievable. Montreal never had those kind of offensive all year long. And then at 13:21, Christian Devorak scored his 11th of the season. That was after 40 minutes. 8-1 was all about the Montreal Canadiens. A lot of shots during that period. 17 for the Montreal, 16 for the Florida Panthers. Then during the third period, again, a hat trick for the number 22, Cole Caufield, the 23rd of the year. At 8:12, Zuski Hoffman got an assist. 9:51, Tyler Pitlick scored his first goal with the Montreal Canadiens as a member. And then at 14:55, Noel Achera scored his second goal for the Florida Panthers during the evening, his 3rd of the season. That's conclude, guys, the score sheet of the game. Not much to tell you where it was like one way. This game, it was all about the Montreal Canadiens against the Florida Panthers. So let's dive in about the 3-star of the game. Jordan Harris for the Montreal Canadiens got a 3rd star. The 2nd star, Mathieu Perrault, the veteran for the Montreal Canadiens, could be his last game. Then Cole Caufield scored 3 goals for the Montreal. First hat-trick in NHL, and he finished the season with 23 goals. Let's dive in about the stat of the evening. 10-2 pointer, the final score. Shot on the net, 39-37 avantage Montreal Canadiens. 55-45 the face-off avantage Montreal Canadiens. Power play 1-2 Montreal, 1-1 for the Florida Panthers. They hit 15 Montreal, 13 Florida. 22 block shot Montreal, 10 for the Panthers. 4 minute a penalty for the Panthers, 2 for the Montreal. Finally 24 both teams for the giveaway puck. For the most point for the Panthers, Ben Chariot have a 2 point, 1 goal, 1 assist. He shot also 8 times on Carey Price. Montreal got TOI at 24-14. Finally, Owenson have only a save percentage of .73 For the Montreal Canadiens, Cole Caufield 3 point. He shot 9 times on the Owenson goaltender. Romanov have a TOI at 22-25. Finally, Carey Price have a great save percentage on 9, 4, and 9. Shot 37 of the 39 shot he faced yesterday. Time for the Frenchy corner. The Montreal went 10-2 for the last game of the season. They finished a record at 22, honestly, 49-11. Cole Caufield hat-trick and 9 shot, what I mentioned, first start of the game. He finished also first for the most goal by any player for the Montreal Canadiens with 23. He just passed Nick Suzuki. And Nick Ski have 61 points during the season. Great game for Caufield. A lot of people talk about him after the game. It was great to see him smiling. We know they're smiling. And this is maybe the opening of Cole Caufield for many other seasons with over 30, maybe 40, and maybe one day 50 goals. It's just unbelievable, Cole Caufield. Carey Price was back between the pipe. He wanted to play the last game of the season, and he got a W. We know the first 4 games, Montreal didn't have a lot of offensive side. The first 2 games, he didn't have 0 goal. Montreal scored when he was between the pipe. He struggled for the last 2 games, and then he played well overall. Look, he faced to 39 shots, 37, I apologize. So he stopped 35 of them, so it was a pretty busy night for him. And we have to give credit with his save percentage on 9, 4, and 9. And we'll see what he's going to do after that. He's going to be, he was not at the press conference after the game, but he's supposed to be at the bilan of the Montreal Canadiens happening Saturday. First goal for Jordan Harris in NHL during his 10 game in NHL. Harris show a lot of offensive side. You can see he read the play, and he play great IQ and a great vision for him. And he jumped on the offensive a lot side of the game, and finally found a way to score his first goal. Congratulations for Jordan Harris, the number 54. Martin St-Louis after the game, really smiling, a lot of conversation, a 15-minute press conference. I don't want to mention a lot, talk about different subject, but let's talk about the first one. Talk about the 10 goal for Montreal. A lot of people reflect the 10 goal versus the number 10 for Guy Lafleur. He just said, I just believe on the power over us, and that's happening tonight. But he said, glad we got that number for Guy Lafleur, and great to see the boys deserve it. They work hard. It was not easy, and very proud of them tonight against the Florida Panthers. You talk about the subject, one subject. Let's talking about Carey Price. He said, look, I don't know. He said, I really don't know what he's going to do. We wish the best. And if he's coming back, whatever it is, we're going to accept Carey Price. Well, of course, he's the number 1 player inside that franchise. So it's important. Just the fact he sit in the locker room, it just carry on those kind of players around him. He have that kind of leadership inside of him, and his karma, his charisma, the passion he has carry on for his teammate. And finally, he said, look, whatever you decide, we're going to respect his decision. So we'll see what's happening with Carey Price. The good thing, he played the last game of the season. He got a W. Looked like the knee was perfectly good. So that's the good news. Maxime Perrault scored a goal for the Montreal Canadiens. his fourth of the season. A very difficult year for him. Like he mentioned during the press conference, and it could be his last game. We know it's the last game for with the Montreal Canadiens. His only season with Montreal. He signed as a UFA last July, and he knows maybe it could be the last game in NHL. He said, "I'm grateful for what I accomplished so far, and whatever happening next season, I'm not there yet, but we'll see. But I'm glad I finished the season with a goal, and I want to thank Martin Saint-Louis to give me that opportunity to play the last game of the season." And Martin Saint-Louis talked about Perrault as a professional. He worked hard, and he played well for the last couple of games. Say, look, he deserved this. Very nice to know him as not only the players on the ice, but the player off ice. And he said, really great human being. Finally, the contract on Martin Saint-Louis. They talk about what he's going to do during the season and during the off season, return home, and talk about his wife and everything. It was a great. Just Martin Saint-Louis, the way he talked about press conference, pretty unique, pretty fun to watch, to listening to him. He talked, look, we know during the game and during the season, we're not going to talk about my contract. I want to return. We're going to see. We're going to reflect, taking a couple of days, talk with the management, and go see from there. But we expect Martin Saint-Louis to come back with the Montreal Canadiens. For me, I expect 3 years with the Montreal Canadiens. Also, they talk about Pierre Gervais. It was the Pierre Gervais Day, 35 years as a management equipment with the Montreal Canadiens. So just give you an idea, that came him at only, almost like 1986, win the Stanley Cup with the Montreal Canadiens. But how many players, been around him? Talk about Pierre Gervais also, how it was an amazing, great day. He was at the press conference, was great. That's what the new Montreal Canadian culture is, just amazing. They proved it after the game. They gave a 15-minute for Pierre Gervais to meet the media. And Gervais talked about fun subject, stories, everything like that. And great to hear him talk about the player injured, the Gallagher, how he played with injuries. Talk about the Carey Price situation. Just great. And we wish the best for Pierre Gervais for sure. On the flip side, for the Panthers, Chariot, ex-Montreal Canadien, scored 1 goal yesterday, 9 of the season, and also shot 8 times. Or Carey Price was their best player for me yesterday against Montreal Canadien. Where he's going? What he's going to do? Can he come back with the Montreal Canadien? We'll see. With the Panthers, I'm not sure he would stay there. I will tell you why. The time he's going to be behind McKenzie, Wegar. He's going to be behind Forsling, and then he will be on the third pairing. Do you believe he will accept to play 16 minutes per game? 17? I don't know. But it would be interesting what he's going to do for his new contract. I think Montreal could open the door for him. That's block the spot as a left defenseman, Chariot, Emerson, Romanov. And then, as the third pairing, now you have to push back the young players like Norlander, Harris, Goalie. I don't think so. Now, can we use Chariot on the right side? Could happen also with Byron, with Petrie if he's returning, and Savard. So, and could be also Whiteman. So we'll see if he can come back with the Montreal Canadiens. But again, Montreal cannot offer him more at $4 million, and at 31 years old, a 3 years contract. I don't know what kind of money he can go around the league, but he good. We know what he can play. He's physical, have a great year. Many teams will request for Ben Chariot for sure. The Panthers last night had the roster squad B on the ice, honestly. They're missing Huberdeau, Barkov, Aaron Ekblad, Bobrovsky, and I can go all the way like that. Montreal took advantage of that team. But again, at the end of the day, the Panthers prepare for the playoff, the first round. They start Wednesday, May 3rd. They're going to be their first game Wednesday night. Finally, for the Montreal Canadiens, They're going to meet the media Saturday. They're going to shut down and leave around the city for the players. So they are going to have a bilan of the Montreal Canadiens today. We're going to follow up with this during the day. We're going to give you a resume of what's going on about the players and the management, everything like that, to conclude the season of the Montreal Canadiens 2021-2022. It was a long season with a lot of roller coaster, most negativity, a lot of pessimism, a lot of difficult time as a Montreal Canadiens fans. As a channel for the Hockey National Show, we're not done. We continue the playoff all the way to the end of the season, was we conclude July 13th, 14th for the free agent UFA. We're going to be live during that day, and then we're going to take a couple of weeks off. But so we want to invite you. Don't forget to join us Sunday night. We're going to be live at 8 o'clock p.m. talking about the NHL playoff. So we invite you to join us. And finally, of course, we want to thank each one of you. If you are a member of Hockey National Show, or if you are a supporter, or if you are a subscriber, we want to thank you. Hopefully you enjoy all the pre-game show, the post-game we do for you, and of course the live stream play-by-play commentary. And it was great to serve you every single game for the Montreal Canadiens. I can't wait to bring you more information, more contents, and of course I want to say at the end, you have what? Greatness inside of you. Have an amazing, great off-season, everybody. I can't wait to see you for the next season with the Hockey Nation Live Show.